Back when I started playing guitar, the heavy metal might as well have been elevator music by today's standards.
Exit light, enter night.
Once bands started trying to top Metallica, music got heavier
and heavier and heavier.
And today, the number of subgenres in metal is enough to make your head spin. There's black metal, doom metal, death metal, grindcore, new metal, postmodern, grande, mocha, frappa. So in this video, we're not going to worry about which types of metal. We're just going to look at 5 very metal licks that you can steal and use in your own whatever genre metal songs. I'm going to show you the Blazing Beethoven, complete with a recording secret to make it even more blazing, the Vincent Price, the Arabian, the Chugga horse, and of course, the Even Eddie Can't Tap This Fast. But before we get started, I'd like to welcome you to... So what does Beethoven have to do with metal? Well, let me play you the lick over a backing track, and then we'll come back and learn it. So this is a 3-string arpeggio, and that's something that is very kind of basic classical type music. I guess comes from a piano and some other instruments, and when Yngwie kind of came on the scene, he popularized this. And of course nowadays guys are playing much larger arpeggios. But for this one here, we're doing a very basic minor arpeggio to start with. We're in the key of E minor, and I start on the 16th fret of the G string. And I sweep down, just down pick to the 17th fret of the B string, then the 15th fret of the E string, and then I'm going to up pick, 19th fret, pull off, back to the 15th, up pick to the 17th fret on the B string, and then down pick, so I'm going in the right direction again, on the 16th fret. That's the first part of it, and I'm running the tabs on the screen here, but if you want full PDF downloadable tabs for this, it's available for all of my wonderful patrons, which I'll link below. So that part of the arpeggio happens over an E minor chord. When I switch to the C chord, I'm taking a little bit of an unusual arpeggio here. I haven't seen anybody else do it. I'm sure somebody has, but I haven't seen it. And I'm doing the same exact arpeggio, but just the G and B string are moved up a fret. So now from 16 and 17, it's going to be the C note here, 17 and 18. So I go 17, 18, and that's that same 15, 19 pull off. So I go from to... I really like the sound of that, and these basic 3-string arpeggios are a nice compositional tool and can also be used for shreddy type leads, but let me show you the recording trick that I do too. You see here I've got the microphone right up to the guitar, and I actually double track this lead when I do it, and I have a microphone right on the pick as it's attacking the strings, so I get that real clear picked sound, and I record that to a separate track so I can blend it in, and I get a much clearer sounding arpeggio on my recording, and it doesn't come out too muddy. Let's move on to the second one now. This next one has a bit of a horror movie kind of feel to it. I'm going to start off with a little bit of melody, and then I'll play the Vincent Price lick. Okay, you see that little run up at the end there was just a basic diminished triad. I start here on the 12th fret because we're in the key of E minor. And I hit the E there. Then it's going to be the 10th fret on the A string, and then the 13th fret on the A string, which is the basic diminished triad. And then I'm going to walk my way up. It's going to be the same interval distance, that minor third interval, but I jump up a fret on the next string. So it's 12th here, then it's 10, 13, the next fret's 11, 14, the next fret, or the next string, I jump up a fret, 12, 15, then I break the pattern here, I just hit the 14th fret on the B string, and then the octave. So it's a nice, cool, little quick run-up type of thing. You can use permutations of this if you want to, and get some cool diminished type of licks out of it. But that basic run-up is what I call the Vincent Price. Let's take a look at number 3 now. it's just a basic rhythm players kind of trick. But if you haven't seen something like this before, you might get a lot of mileage out of it and work on different permutations of the gallop and kind of those staccato stops. Now first, before you even record it, you're going to have to do something with your sound. I'm going to turn up noise gate so I don't get noise in between the chugs, and I'm going to turn off any delay and reverb. We want this dry as dry can be. So now if my root note is going to be the low E again, I'm going to use that minor second, and then I'll have the minor third. So it's going to be F, G, the standard A, and instead of going to B, which is in the key of E minor, I'm going to use a B flat, that diminished fifth. And I'm just doing the F note and pulling off, and then hitting the E again, then a gallop. So the picking, the right hand is very important, that you have it tight and in time. Then I'm playing that little pickup note, and then pulling off from the G. And then I go to that flat 5. And the next time through, I let the gallop continue all the way through. You can do this with chords too. Essentially what you're learning to do here is incorporate gallops with stops and make a real chuggy kind of metal sound, and it works really good with drop tune guitars too, or guitars like 7-string guitars, that kind of thing. Let's move on to number 4 now. Okay, for this one we're going to get real exotic with the scale again. We're switching to B minor, but actually this is going to be what's called altered Phrygian dominant. Not going to get all into theory with you here. Let's just play it and then we'll talk about what I did. Okay, we're starting here on B, and the actual lick, the Arabian I'm going to show you, is that part at the end with all the fast trills, but I want to give you an idea about the scale. And we're taking what normally you'd be playing a B minor over here on the 7th fret, or pentatonic. And we're starting on that B note on the 7th fret of the 1st string, and going the half step again like we did in the Chugga. But now instead of going up a whole step, we're going up a minor 3rd to the 11th fret, and then the 12th. So this little 4-note grouping gets very Middle Eastern exotic sounding. So we're kind of working in and around that, and I'm also going to be using the basic 5th and minor 6th in the trill. So you're going to see from the B here, the actual Arabian, what I'm calling it, is this trill here starting on the B to the C. Then I'm going to go up to the 5th, so it's an F sharp to a G, which is the 9th to the 10th. Then I'm going to go to the octave of that B, which is also 9th to 10th. Then the octave of the F sharp, 11th to 12th. Octave of the B again, 12th to 13th. And instead of going up here to the F sharp, we're going to finally bring in that E flat and E. You put it all together, it's got that cool lilting sound. Let's move on to the last one now, the Eddie Can't Tap That Fast. Okay, this one I had a lot of intro on, and then eventually I go to a tapping thing, which is pretty standard, and Eddie can definitely play that fast, which is this. And as I built up towards the end of it, I wanted to have something more intense and faster sounding. So what I did is I switched to using the edge of the pick instead of picking with my finger or tapping with my finger. And now I'm going to bounce the pick off the string while I play a trill down here on the 2nd and 3rd fret. And I'm just moving up through the E minor scale. So I'm doing that, and I'm bouncing the pick off of the string on the fret that I would normally tap on. In this case, I go from the 12th, 14th, 15th, and so on and so forth as I worked my way up to the octave 24th fret E. And by the way, I had to record that a bunch of times because it's really easy to bounce to the wrong fret or roll the string off of it, but I got it after a few tries. And in this instance, this kind of thing helps if you have a guitar with a little bit higher action than what I have here. It's a little bit harder to get the bounce right on a guitar that's set up real low shredder like this. In any case, again, just turn the pick and do a trill and have fun bouncing. So there's 5 of my favorite metal type of tricks, messing around with scales a little bit, and some rhythm stuff, some lead stuff, some shreddy stuff, some not so shreddy stuff. I hope you guys get a lot of mileage out of it. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I get back to everyone as soon as I can. And until next time, guys, keep making great music. Hey friends, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. It makes the whole world better.